and I am still showing SOS down on Verizon Wireless. I cannot make outgoing calls. I cannot receive incoming calls. I cannot send or receive text messages either. So I'm reading comments here on my desktop computer to this morning's video from earlier regarding this Verizon cell outage that is evidently not just limited to California. It appears to be across many states. Can you guys, anybody on right now? I don't see anybody on right now. Can you guys let me know what comment, if anybody can see me and hear me, because I want to make sure that I'm getting this out there. I got two people. Someone let me know, can you guys hear me and see me here? If there's a problem, I'm going to stop and I'll sign on again later. So, okay, thanks, Lewis. I appreciate it. So, guys, here's the update on this. I'm actually in a live mediation. If I get called back over by the judge, I'm going to have to cut this short. Thanks, Chuck. Hi, CD. So here's the update. Zero Hedge posted an article just a few minutes ago, about a half an hour ago. And it says Verizon outage reports are surging on down detector, with issues being reported nationwide. Additionally, ex-users complain that their smartphones using the mobile carrier are stuck on SOS mode. That's what's happening to me. Very unsettling feeling. I've got two kids locally. Have a wife on the road today with other family out of town. I've been hearing the same thing from a lot of you guys, where you're in one state, your children are in another state, or your parents or somebody who is close to you. So this is very unnerving about what is happening. It shows how, let's say, fragile everything is. Most people, as we know, don't even maintain, thanks, Jaybird, maintain landlines anymore. I have a landline here at the office, but I do not even have a landline at the house. I tell you, after today, what I'm seeing here, I very well may consider that. It says Vermont Prepper, Verizon's fine in Vermont. So it says Verizon is experiencing a massive outage according to subscribers across the United States. Several of us here at 9 to 5 Mac are also affected by the outage and are unable to access any sort of cellular connectivity. This includes cell data, phone calls, and text messages. Data from Down Detector shows the first Verizon cell outage report emerged about 9:45 Eastern Time. I noticed it when I came out of my morning workout about 7:25 West Coast time this morning. It says by 11:15 Eastern Time, nearly 100,000 reports of outages came in across the country. So that 100,000, that was several hours ago. I don't know what the update is on that figure, but it appears to me to be worse than that. It says the heat map shows where user-submitted outages occurred, with clusters across major cities in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and other areas of the Southeast, maybe storm-related, it says, and Midwest. I see a lot along the Eastern Seaboard here. I don't know, guys. This sounds conspiracy theory-ish, but you know what's going on the Eastern Seaboard right now with this looming port strike shutdown. Apparently a lot more outages across, can you guys see this? Looks like a lot more outages along the Eastern Seaboard than on the West Coast. Although, I'm hearing a lot of people, are seeing a lot of comments from folks up in Washington, up in Oregon, and across the Northwest as well, that are having this SOS signal show up. Listen to this, though. Very important. Does not appear to be limited to Verizon only. Several other mobile phone carriers, including AT&T, T-Mobile, and US Cellular, have also had a surge in users on Down Detector report network problems this morning. So you can see Verizon, Spotify, Spectrum, AT&T, T-Mobile, Navy Federal Credit, US Cellular, and OpenAI. So you can see the upticks on users complaining about outages. So this evidently is not limited just to Verizon. Here's one comment that was posted on X. I'm here in Aurora, Colorado. My Verizon service is now down. Is this one of the October surprises? People across the country are without cell phone service. Hi, Attila. How are you? Another one from Carolina, Antipolo on X. Verizon, what is going on with service SOS only? Please advise. Somebody left me a comment a little while ago saying they were trying to get through to Verizon on a landline, and the Verizon kept disconnecting the line. So I didn't get any further follow-up on that. Have you guys had anybody successful in reaching out to Verizon using a landline and getting an explanation for what's going on? As of right now, my phone is still showing SOS, and it is 12:20 p.m. West Coast time. Bobby Ellison from X. My Verizon service is completely down. No phone calls, text, or internet. It's stuck in SOS mode. I had to use Wi-Fi just to get back online, and it seems like a lot of users are facing the same issue. So I don't know what's happening with the Verizon and why we're having outages across the country, but we've been discussing about head on a swivel that anything can happen, and there is so much unknown across the country. And just look, it's very, very, very scary how let's say susceptible, right, everybody is to something like this. What is it? Is it some kind of a attack? Is it a hack? What I don't know what you guys would characterize it as, but it's not obviously not normal. I'm going on about 5 hours now. Unable to make a call, receive a call, make a text, or receive a text. Tech News Now says Arizona is down. Sorry guys, Verizon down in parts of Michigan. Tech News Now, I tried 4G, 3G setting using the ## 4636 method and no change. John says in Oregon, Verizon was down for maybe half an hour, a couple hours ago, shortly after your first live stream. I was picking up a coffee this morning from the local coffee shop, and one of the employees there mentioned, because I couldn't use the app, I couldn't get Wi-Fi in the car to place an order for the coffee. So I went in, made the order in person, and this lady had told me that last night she was having the same message pop up intermittently on her phone last night, the SOS. I didn't experience that yesterday evening. I don't know if you guys did or not. So what's going on? What's happening? We have 70 people. I appreciate you guys leaving comments to this morning's live stream. I did about 7 minutes. And also let's, if you can, update people with comments to this live stream. Jay says down for me on Phoenix. This is the beta test for what they have in store for us pre-selection. I'm telling you, is this a dry run? Is this a shot across the bow? Or is this going to, we don't know. I mean, are they going to restore this? Is it going to go from 100,000 people to 200,000 to 2 million people? We really don't know. I bet when it's all said and done, we hear that a lot more than 100,000 people were impacted by this outage today. Okay, but yes, it's unnerving because you are prevented from, as I am right now, I'm sure many of you are prevented from having routine and normal contact with family members, loved ones, maybe parents that are elderly that you have to keep watch on. So yeah, it's snarling things a lot. Jamie says, yeah, I'm stuck, can't access class notes. I'm stuck at a friend's house using their Wi-Fi. Miss Price, Allen, Texas, is well. AT&T Android device. I'm assuming you mean as well. AT&T, okay. All right, I won't sit here and take up your guys' time. I know it's the middle of a work day. I'm sitting here also working and trying to multitask, but I just wanted to give you the update that Zero Hedge posted. I've seen nothing on any of the mainstream media sites. Maybe I'm missing it. I haven't seen anything put up about this. Again, if anybody, Rob Justice says Ohio is down as well. Alex Chapman says Sedona, Arizona, no service with Verizon. So, hello. The thing is this, is you could rethink your approach about having a landline, but if your rest of your family and friends don't rethink their approach and also get a landline, if this happens again or happens on a tech news hour, unfreaking believable. It is. It is. It shouldn't be, but it is, right? But if everybody else doesn't also have a landline, and if this happens again and it's down, you're not going to be able to reach the people that aren't doing the same thing you're doing. But this definitely should show all of us how susceptible it is. Jim Campbell, East Central Indiana is out. Miss Price says not good. Port strike, cell service down, biblical storm last days. Well, I mean, I guess none of us have a crystal ball. What's going on here? But I'm just trying to bring you guys up to speed and taking up your time middle of the day. I had a little downtime here in the middle of this mediation, so I wanted to give you the update and just get some feedback from you guys. I'm kind of in the dark here too. Jay Northrop says, spot on, Price. Yeah, this Tech News Now. Appreciate you, Ox. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. This port strike thing, I've been watching the news this morning as well on this, and they are scrambling on the East Coast. If you guys, any of you work in the port, around the ports, what are you seeing? Are you seeing an uptick in actions? Are you seeing an uptick in panic mode? Because tonight at midnight, from what I understand, this is when this strike is supposed to go into effect. And I haven't read or seen anything on any news outlets today that there's been any progress made in the talks. Yeah, Ms. Price, the stock up tonight. The president said he will not intervene. I did see that comment. He said he will not. What is Taft-Hartley Act, something like that, where they can actually force a cool-off period, 70 or 80 days, and basically avert the strike. He said that's not going to happen. So again, you wonder if, I don't want to get too political, but you wonder if the game plan is to create as much chaos as possible with everything else happening. Today is the 30th of September, so we are 38 days away, something like that, from the election, or something like that. No, it's November 4th. We're less than that. So excuse my math. Someone left me some hate comment this morning about my math not being good. I was terrible at math. It's my worst subject. Dreaded it. Jay says everyone should have been stocked up long ago if you've been red pilled. 5 weeks, 35 days. Got it. Okay, 35 days till the selection. Yeah, Eric, I've been reading about that too. A lot of stuff's been going on over in the Israel part of the world as well. There's been a lot of action over there, a lot of bombings, a lot of death, a lot of destruction, and more war, right? Jonathan says, division, distraction, deception, dollar, their favorite weapons. Well, this is a bit of a distraction today, I think, with nobody having, well, I say nobody, that's an excessive statement, but hundreds of thousands of people not having cell phone service. Anyway, I won't ramble, sit here too long. We're at about, 13, 14 minutes. The point was to come back on and give you an update and to see how you guys are doing relative to your areas. If have any of you had service restored? Are you off SOS mode? Can you report in on any parts of the country where you guys have been down, could not make or receive calls, and now you have been restored? I have not heard anybody saying that other than some intermittent service down, but I've been down now for about 5 hours that I noticed. It might have been a bit longer because I was in an early morning workout today, so it may have been longer than that. Anybody else? No service, Central Illinois, according to Jonathan DeLong. All right, thanks, Jonathan. I'll jump off here right now, and I'll keep monitoring. I got to jump back into this this meeting I have. I'll check in throughout the day if I can today. I don't want to overstate my welcome, but we're not getting a lot of intel on this stuff. Is that Erie? Raven, sorry if I'm pronouncing your first name wrong, in Arizona and still no phone service. I can text though. Okay, I can't text. Vanessa says no service in California. I have no service. This Price, you were first to report on this outage this morning. Okay, I didn't see anybody else reporting on it, but it's not really who gets to the gate first. I guess it was just because I happened to see it and I didn't see anything posted online, and did a quick internet search and realized that people were experiencing it around the country. So, yeah, there's a lot of distraction, right? People are covering stuff. I mean, I hope you guys believe this is serious. This has far-reaching implications beyond just inconvenience for us for a few hours. It means greater things. It's just kind of like akin to when you're locked out of your bank shuts down, and you cannot withdraw money, right? Maybe you have a trading account, you're a stock market person, and all your assets are, wrapped up as digits on a screen, and the internet goes down. Okay, so what if the flip side of this was cell phone worked, but Chosen One says it is only eSIM phones? I don't know. No, I have an iPhone 14. That's not an eSIM phone, right? I thought. So I don't know. It's beyond my pay grade. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to the technology. But I'm right now on an iPhone 14. So it's not even limited to real new phones. But that's 2-3 something years old. So all right, I'll leave it. I've got 110 people in the room. I hate to shut it down. If you guys want to keep talking, keep leaving comments. Oh, okay. Christopher says iPhone 14 is an eSIM based phone. Okay. All right. Anyway, my point I was making before is the flip side of this. If the phones were working, calls and texts were working, but internet wasn't working, right? Then you have a blackout there. What if it's all down? What if we didn't even have the ability for it to be broadcasting like this? I'm at my office on Wi-Fi. Obviously, when I was in my car this morning, heading from the house to the office, I had no Wi-Fi connection, so I was in the dark. I could not, I could not, get any information. I saw. Was there a new release on a new Apple phone? I was coming down local street yesterday after breakfast, and there was a line outside my local Apple store. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? There was a line outside my local Apple store, so I figured, did the new iPhone get released or something? Oh, it's the 16. Okay. All right. Well, latest and greatest. Everyone's got to have it. You guys heard what happened with the attack last week over in the Middle East, right? About the pagers exploding. When all those new shipment of pagers came in. I remember when I was in high school, doctors used to carry pagers, so they could get notified if they had an emergency. But I didn't even know pagers were still being used. Frankly, that's how out of touch I am. But evidently, these pagers were given to a bunch of high-ranking people, and they were all rigged with some kind of explosive device. And when they got a signal, they blew up. I'm sure you guys all. Jay says, "Don't buy that story, Matt." Yeah, I don't know. It's true. It's at face value. I don't know if that's true or not. It did. Let's say, not sit that well with me in terms of how could that have been orchestrated. It would have really made a lot of sense in terms of, is it even possible to do that? But I bet it probably is. So yeah, no, I am naive in some of those things, but like we all do, some stuff you take at face value and then you fact check it. Okay. So according to Jay, don't buy that story. I'm just saying I did read that. I saw something about it. All right, well, we have 116 people. Hi, Paul, Paull, right? So thanks, guys, for watching. And if you're enjoying this stuff and you're not subscribed, if you don't mind, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and keep leaving comments, and we'll keep reporting as things unfold. The biggest story I've been covering for the last few days is this East Coast port shutdown. And we'll see this Verizon shutdown or cell phone, blackout or whatever it is. Thank you, Tech News. I appreciate you very much. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of the world. We're sitting here talking and exchanging and and communicating. But there will come a time when this is shut down, this is blacked out, internet's blacked out, cell phones blacked out. And what are you going to do? You can't access your ATM. You can't access your stock account, your Schwab account online. So you guys, you've got to prepare for that scenario. When's it going to happen? Is it going to happen soon? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen down the road? So there will come a time where that stuff, hey Ron, how you doing? Where that happens, and you better have supplies. You better have cash. You better have some other forms of assets. You better have fuel stocked up, medicine stocked up, security stocked up, and your stuff in order. Not to mention food and water. We talk about it all the time. That's not doom and gloom. That's just smart. You know, a lot of the stuff you get it, you set it. You check it once in a while, and it's there. Okay. Tech News Now says ham radio or old-fashioned radios. I've covered before. I have a ham radio license. Mike M says, tell JB to do a live like this. Hey, Jared. Yeah, I do have a ham license. I got it several years ago. It's easy to do. Yeah, you can listen in on ham, but you just can't broadcast on ham legally. Cam says, hey, Matt, just bought the 16 Pro Max yesterday. Now I don't have service to go figure. Right. Yeah, exactly. You can't even enjoy the new toy. But anyway, the ham radios, guys, absolutely. It's a prepper's thing for sure, but they're not difficult to operate. It's not an expensive, a thing to get into. I think I've got several of those radios, in the vehicles, keep some antennas, and it's not that big of a deal. Pistol Pete says, happened with Verizon twice to me over the summer, both about 6 hours long. Interesting. I think Pete said this morning that he was good to go in Riverside, about an hour away from me, was not experiencing this outage. So it appears to be intermittent, but it appears to be widespread. Someone commented this morning from France and said they're good to go over in France, but they were not Verizon. So United States, pretty widespread. Appears to be, from what the Zero Hedge said, appears to be concentrated more along the eastern seaboard. And I don't know if that's what you guys are seeing or not, but we got a lot going on the East Coast right now. Certainly in the South with the hurricane nightmare and the damage and death and destruction. But we also have now the port shutdown looming tonight across the entire eastern seaboard. Was it 24 ports or 14 ports? Handle a lot of stuff, billions of dollars of stuff, right, that Americans rely on. Ron says, Verizon out here in Idaho. Chosen one, I'm in Midwest. Don Anderson, it's going on in my area. Madison, is that Illinois? Okay. Don Anderson in the Midwest. So I lost my train of thought, but we know the eastern seaboard, the strike thing is building, that's happening tonight, probably at midnight. And now we have this. So never ends, right? Guys, stay. I don't know. Vanessa, I have no idea. Has anybody gotten through to Verizon? Anybody have any idea or any information from Verizon? Has anybody been able to successfully reach out to a Verizon representative and get an explanation? I'm not so sure they even know what's going on. If this is some kind of a cyber attack or something like that, or a systems hack, or I don't know. They won't know either. Nate H says pathetic. It is pathetic. You would think that in today's day and age, with the technology we supposedly have, that this would. Jay says can't even call them. Okay. I mean, you can't call them from the cell phone, but if you call from a landline, I wonder if they're probably overloaded. I mean, they're probably overloaded with calls. So, and look, that's going to happen. You're going to get that across the board, right? When the banks go down, when the internet goes down, there won't be anybody to answer questions. It'll just be dark, right? So then what? Then what happens? So you guys will be on your own. You have to be able to find a way to get from your office to your home, from your office to your kid's school, to your wife's place of business. So start thinking about, obviously this is minor in comparison to what it could be. Aaron says, just got here. No news yet. Obviously, LOL, I'm a gig worker. No, I don't have any news other than I'm still showing SOS on my iPhone. I'm on the phone right now. I've received no other information other than your guys' comments and feedback from around the country, what's going on. And I was sharing a few minutes ago the update from Zero Hedge that says stuck. The title of the article says stuck in SOS mode. Verizon cell users reportedly hit by widespread United States outage. And it's not just limited to Verizon. I shared a few minutes ago. We're also having issues with AT&T and some of the other platform or companies as well. So RM SOS in Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska too. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy times. Very, very uncertain. Scary. So button down the hatches. Make plans to. Aaron says I can text but no service and can't call out. Yeah, I can't text. My texts come back saying undeliverable. Arms, I hate to say it, but I think we are being hacked, and this may not be a simple fix. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Yeah, that's the issue. Is this could be spreading right now, and we're all, in our own little circumstances. We're communicating with the people here in the chat room, but this could be a much bigger deal than we understand. Jay says this is a good wake-up call for most of us, even if you're already aware of the vulnerabilities on reliance on tech. Yeah, it's a wake-up call because this morning my wife was, because I'm in this mediation all day and I could not do this, but my mom had an appointment out of town, and yeah, down detector was referenced, Pete, in this article a little while ago from Zero Hedge, and down detector showed that as of 11:15 Eastern time, right? And now it's 3:45 Eastern time. So that was 4 hours ago, 3.5 hours ago. So there were 100,000 reports coming in of outages. So that was 3.5, 4 hours ago. So how big is this thing now? How widespread is it? Who knows? Interesting. Normally you'll have it confined to an area, but I don't even think it's not confined to East Coast, West Coast. We know that. And it doesn't appear to be confined to large cities, small cities. So Aaron says Iran and China. I mean, yeah, who knows? Who isn't right now an enemy, right? You got to think about that. I'm not going to go down that. That road, but we have a lot of people, a lot of countries out in Oklahoma City. John Ross. Paul says, looks all script, too many coincidences. Well, that's true, right? Aaron says, my BF has Verizon, is fine. I'm hearing a lot of people saying no problems, no issues. I think Pete here is on the chat. He's only an hour away from me and said he's fine, he's good to go. I got a comment from somebody up in Joshua Tree, High Desert, a little while ago, saying that they were fine as well. Hi, Shell. Are you having any impact, Shell, on this Verizon shutdown? Call me honey with money, says Pomona, California's out. So Pomona is just outside Los Angeles. So this is maybe in hindsight it turns out to be a bigger deal than we think it is right now. Maybe it turns out to be just a slight inconvenience for 4 or 5 hours, and all these SOS symbols will go away, and we'll be right back to normal. But Christopher Stid says, I'm having problems on 10 lines here in Ohio, both Apple and Android. Oh, that's not good to hear. Yeah, that's I hope that's limited to you, Christopher. Sorry about that, but I hope that that's. Suntan Beach says problems in southeast Wisconsin. This comment here about Apple and Android is concerning, because I don't, that would mean that maybe it's something across more spectrums than we even are aware of. Call me honey with money. I have kids and working and hospital. I was so mad about SOS. Well, look, we're all spoiled, right? We're used to having this stuff immediately at our fingertips. We can use it and communicate. And, there will be a day when you wake up and, that is just shut off. And it's not just maybe limited to cell phone, maybe not limited to texting, but maybe it's everything. And all of a sudden we're in the dark, and then what happens? So you got to think about that in terms of, plan for the worst case scenario and then hope for the best. If nothing happens, if this becomes like a little inconvenience, no big deal. But I'll tell you, if we get a port shut down tonight, guys, at midnight across the entire eastern seaboard of the United States, and we continue to have the spread of this cellular outage problem with the phone companies, yeah, maybe this Verizon thing has something to do with the new iPhone, but that wouldn't make sense to me. I understand, Aggie, that 9/11 I think is still operational, but again, what I said this morning is we really don't want to be trying that. We really don't want to assume that's okay unless you do have an emergency. But I wouldn't be testing that, because people that do have real emergencies may not be able to get through. Jay says, when I attempt to make a call, a message pops up that says your phone's not connected to a network. You may only make emergency calls. That would lead me to believe that the emergency system is working. Susie Q says, our phones in Wisconsin don't work, and we have Samsung Ultras, okay? So you have Samsung, so it's obviously not just limited to iPhones, which makes sense. My wife has a Samsung phone, and my kids and I have iPhones, so it's the carriers. It's the carriers, not the phones, right? But I was making a point there. But anyway, you plan for the worst, and if that never develops, then it never develops. But you have some Hemet, California, according to Truth 2024. Hemet, California is still out. Aaron says, is it just Verizon? Aaron, I shared a story that came out on Zero Hedge a little while ago, and according to the Zero Hedge article, it was not limited to just Verizon. There were problems with AT&T, T-Mobile, and US Cellular as well. Hey guys, if you haven't liked the presentation or the video and haven't subscribed, do me a favor and do that. I appreciate you guys. Okay, well, the Aaron's, oh no, thanks. Thanks, Mike. All right, well, I guess we don't, we could sit here and just look at comments all day and talk, but I don't mind checking in later on. Let me get back to this mediation I have right now. I think I shared this with you guys a few days ago on the show. My client is the plaintiff in this case, and there are multiple defendants, 7 defendant groups in this case. So there's 7 lawyers, 7 insurance companies, and the mediator right now is trying to wrangle all those guys and then come back to us, and we're gonna have to see if there's any way to get this case settled. So still working. Aggie, yes, Wisconsin here, have Verizon and not working. Ron, bye, Matt, have a great day. Ron, thanks for tuning in. Everyone stay safe right now. Hollis just texted my daughter in Manhattan from Seattle, message failed. Thanks, Aaron, I appreciate you. Yeah, a client tried to call me earlier to my cell phone and said it was out of service. And we were able to make contact on the landline a few minutes ago, and she said that when she called the cell phone, it said out of service. So I don't know if you guys are getting any reports back from folks, what they're getting in response to trying to contact you on your cell phone line. I cannot get a text out or in, and I cannot get a phone call out, and I cannot receive either. So I'm shut down. I do have, Donna says I have Mint Mobile in Maryland. I'm good. Carol, hi Matt, hang in there. Okay, you too, Carol. Miss Price, like you didn't pay the bill. No, the first thing this morning I thought was, I chuckled. I actually made a comment to my wife, said I think we paid the bill. My bill just comes automatically taken out of my account each month, so I knew it wasn't that. Kenyatta, the positive leader here in Kansas City, Missouri. A lot of us with Verizon are down as well. Christopher, Xfinity service works great. What I have. Mad World, Wyoming here, sell out, kind of nice. Yeah, imagine what. Look, I mean, when I was in high school, even in junior high, maybe it was junior high, we didn't even have these phones, So Los Angeles, DWTT. I'm on T-Mobile. I'm fine. My wife has Verizon. Her phone has been down for 2 hours now. We're in Los Angeles. Linda says, I have friends with Verizon dealing with the outage, but I'm here. I'm with AT&T here in northern Pennsylvania, and it seems to be working. Yeah, it's thanks, Mike. 100 likes. Yeah, it seems to be very intermittent, but it seems to be very, very widespread. Meaning I'm getting people from all over the country leaving me comments this morning. Okay, Texas, East Coast, Middle America states, everywhere, along the West Coast. Donnie says, I heard it might be good to fill up your gasoline tank today. Mountain MacGyver, all Verizon here in Lander, Wyoming is down. So again, it's not even limited to large metropolis areas, guys, and it's pretty widespread. Turlock, California, according to Lodvik, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Turlock, California is down. Richard O'Kane, Colorado Springs, I'm good with Verizon. Okay, so Colorado Springs is not impacted or affected. There will be a point, I guarantee you, Aggie, that Verizon sucks that payment out of your account tomorrow. That'll be on time and paid, right? Time to get satellite phones for the family. I haven't researched satellite phones, guys. They used to be extremely expensive. The phones, and obviously, I guess the satellite time. I have no idea now, but it's definitely something that I think it'd be worthwhile checking into. Joe says, my wife's phone is not working, but mine is working both on Verizon. And again, it doesn't do you any good. If her phone's not working and yours is, you can't get a call out to her or in from her, right? Joe in Kansas City, my phone works. Danuta, Danusha, is it like with a sh or is it Danuta? Yes, my son in North Oregon Coast guest house Verizon phone is down, but my Verizon here in the house, literally feet away, is just fine. Crazy. Yeah, the auto pay. Yeah, I could bet you the auto pay will not be down. Mountain MacGyver, I broke out my VHF portable radios. We're using that to communicate locally. That's okay, Danuta. All right, because I've been slaughtering your name, I think, Danuta. But that's a great idea. You can have those VFH radios too, and those are a great way to go. VHF. You can get those for the family, and they have pretty good range on those things. That's kind of a step before you would go to a ham type situation. But certainly, if you guys are on farms or ranches, or even wherever you've got a regular a property, you can have those things, handing them out to your kids, be in separate rooms of the house, different parts of the property, and you can communicate. I have a set of those as well, and that's a great way to go. You can't obviously, I don't believe. Maybe you can. Don't like service companies, garage door service companies and electricians. Don't you guys have those radios where you're on those? So you can have pretty good range on them, I believe. So again, forgive my ignorance about that, but there are other systems you can have in place other than the ham radio, right? Ham, if you have repeaters, you can reach out, hundreds of thousands of miles. I've heard on some of those, but. Think about putting this is an awakening for all of us. It's a wake-up call for all of us here as we are. If you're just joining the show, it's a wake-up call for all of us relative to what's unfolding right now apparently across the United States, relative to a mostly limited to Verizon cellular. It appears. Yes, we have many repeaters. Mountain MacGyver says, "Yep," but. We have a countrywide systems down Verizon outage, cellular outage, and it's impacting people apparently across the country, but intermittently. Okay, so we're not getting You have certain people commenting here saying that their phone doesn't work and their son's phone in the next room is working just fine. So who knows? Don't buy Dell. Hard to get ham radio equipment drying up too. That's interesting. You know, I haven't been in the ham radio equipment market for quite a long time because I have all my gear. I have all that stuff. I've got the antennas, this, that. I have all the handhelds. I've got a couple of, the base units as well. But I have not heard that. But I'm also not in the market right now. But it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. And look, after today, the people that do prep and do think about this stuff, whatever's left in the market is probably going to dry up. Observer 777 says repeaters are the key. That's for sure. We have about 4 or 5 repeaters here in our local area, and we can really reach out if you hit those repeaters. Aggie says, "Why do I feel this is just the beginning? Then the ports, oh boy, yeah, the ports are going to be here in just a few hours, right? East Coast time." So, Mike M, hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, if you guys would do that, I do appreciate it. It's free. That's true. Well, we have more people are coming and hitting the room. So, it's funny. Shell says, "Where's Biden?" I mean, I didn't even. The mainstream media. I don't know if are you guys seeing other places pick this up now? In terms of CNBC or some of the news outlets. I wasn't seeing it earlier relative to the outage, the Verizon outage. I saw, again, a story posted on Zero Hedge. Since I'm on the phone right now with you guys, I can't pull that up and check on it and see if there's any further update. If anybody is at a laptop or a desktop where they can also check and see if there's any updated news on the extent of how broad this outage is. I don't have that information right now for you guys. But again, as of about 4 hours ago, they said it was over 100,000 people were impacted. I've got to believe, Aggie says October surprise. Yeah, pre-October surprise. It's the 30th of September. Can you guys imagine what stuff could possibly, potentially, that's a better word, unfold in the next 30 days before the election? Don't buy Dell. It's a small amount. I mean, if that's what it was. I mean, that was 100,000 they saw complain. That's true. That would be relatively small. It would be an inconvenience. But I have a feeling when the information comes out, it's going to be greater than that. Because look, we just have a sampling of folks here on this live stream exchanging comments. Some comments I saw this morning, and a lot of people are affected. Family members, wives, kids. So I'll jump off right now. We are going a little bit long on the tooth, but I just wanted to let you know what I knew. Please keep leaving comments. I have on my desktop here at the office, I do have the comments from this morning's video being posted. I'm trying to respond to those. But I'm also watching to learn from you guys and find out what's going on around the country. So if you guys don't mind, also keep commenting. This video, when I end the live stream, will convert over to a permanent video, and you guys can go on there and leave comments and spread the video if you can, and have people give us intel information. Who knows how long this thing's going to last, and how is it going to impact the people affected. You too, chosen one. Have a good evening. All right, buddy. John Ross, good live stream today. Do it more often. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I have no problem doing it. It's just a matter of just jumping on here and finding something that's obviously interesting and engaging. This is a bit of a scary one. So let's see what happens. Again, hopefully nobody has. Thanks, Pete. Hopefully nobody has an emergency. If you do, bye, Shell. If you do, then obviously they're saying that the emergency line is available and open. And let's see what happens. All right. Thanks, everybody. I will, if I don't talk to you later on, I'll touch base the next day or so. Stay safe, okay? Head on a swivel. God bless everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye. Let me end this thing. Bye, guys.